All right, here we go. Here we go with the showcase. This is a tough tournament. We have only extremely good players qualified for this event, and me. Yeah, after a week of testing, I ended up going back home. This is the list that I'm going to be playing in today's event. I'm hoping to. I feel like I'm gonna need to get lucky to win this event, and I feel like Amulet allows me to get lucky in a much better and cleaner way than the skip shift deck does. And you will see that I'm making a couple of concessions for the metagame that I expect. I expect a lot of prowess and Heliod, and Shadow. So you see that I'm playing 4 Gracers, and I'm actually playing Karn instead of the other stuff. So beating Pert against Pargen. I'm honestly not familiar with what Pargen usually plays. I'm gonna keep this hand though. I'm gonna hold on to this Valakut, and thanks to this Dryad and the Double Amulet, I have Titan mana right here. So if I ever draw the Titan, I have like 3 or 4 turns to find the Titan, and I just win on the spot. So this seems worth it. Don't tell me this is a Ponza gamer. No Ponza gamer. Phew. Maybe. I mean, they could have. It's a Heliod gamer. There you go. We got a plan. If we find the bounce land, we straight up win, which is nice. Because we can even impact for us to deploy these lands. If we find... it has to be a green bounce land, however. Has to be a green bounce land, but if we get there, we just straight up win. I'm not going to concede to infinite life here. Although I think that interesting spot. We could play the second Dryad, but if we do, that means that I have to play my Valakut, and that means that I don't have Titan mana, so I can't just straight up win. But this opens me up to get Skyclaved. They can't cast Skyclave. I think I'm just gonna pass. Maybe time walking ourselves here. Again, this is too much of a high EV event. I'm not gonna concede to Infinite Light just straight up. Ranger Captain. That's not a Skyclave. That is not Spike Feeder. Float green, activate Castle. Just gonna get Valakut and a bounce land. And I'm assuming that my opponent's also not going to concede. Alright, can't be too upset about this start. Can't be too upset about this start. Okay. And I'm really feeling the nerves right here. It is very rare that we get to play not only in MTGO but like overall, like in Magic nowadays, since the COVID. It's so rare for us to be able to play at such a high stakes event. So one thing that I've been tinkering about in this matchup, which I'm honestly not sure, is whether I should bring it in Ballista. Because Ballista is Karn can tutor for Pithing Needle, obviously, which is an answer to the combo, and then Karn itself just locks your opponent's Ballista so they can't just kill you. But if your opponent doesn't have the 2-drop, the one that they just had, that makes the Spike Feeder enter with 1 additional counter, then they can't combo through an onboard Ballista with one counter. So I think I'm gonna bring it in. I think I'm gonna bring it in. And I think I want to cut Ghost Quarter. Let's cut Ghost Quarter. Oh man. Feeling very nervous right now. I am feeling very nervous. But it's okay, I'm chill. Got my breakfast, got my coffee hanging out here. What is this? This is in Mulligan. Opponent keeps 7. Sounds better. I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna shift it to Lurrus. So we're looking for Gracer, Asusa, any of that stuff. Dryad. I'm gonna play Castle next turn, and if I find an Asusa off the top, then we can cast Titan into Karn. My opponent's hand seems to be pretty solid as well. Apparition's good there. Apparition's quite powerful. That really sends me back to the Stone Age. So they got Collected Company, Gracer. Well, I get to Titan them next turn. So here's hoping that they whiff. Just a Heliod. Into another Collected Company, jeez. Again, not conceding to infinite life. The straight up whiff. Wow. Well, I'm gonna go Karn. I'm gonna go Karn into Pithing Needle for a Spike Feeder. That's incredible. So now we're obviously going to chump block to protect the Karn. Next turn we get to Titan. They only have 3 devotion, so the Heliod can't attack yet. Sure. Opponent's life doesn't really matter at this point. Wow, that's a great draw. It's a very good draw because that allows me to attack. Huge. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing here, so we're gonna activate Castle, leaving a white. This lets me Titan. Then we can get Valakut Stronghold. And now we can get to Lurrus West and Colony Garden. Looking pretty good here. How do I lose this game? I think I'm going to coding, and I'm going to upkeep coding. Opponent's upkeep. I'm going to tap the one that makes a bunch of mana. They clearly don't have a company in hands because they would have used it last turn. They do have enough mana for that. Second Heliod. Oh, this is my opponent just conceding. Wow, beating Heliod round 1, 2-0 feels so good. Yes. All right, starting off. Oh, great. See you for the next round. Oof. All right, here we go for round number 2. Yep, we're keeping this hand. The upper thing is that Amulet is just not a great draw for this hand. I wonder what Bamsing is playing. Heliod probably? Really want to see any land whatsoever. Or a castle. Castle off the top would be great. I will also take bounce land. Okay, so they are playing Heliod. All right. Go square. I think I'm going for the needle. Spike feeder. Could get greedy and name our elf, but next turn, even if we don't find a land, we can go for a ballista, kill the elf. Back-to-back Heliod is not amazing, But let's say that I'm very, very happy that I that I registered Karn instead of something else. There's the company. Apologize for that. Totally forgot to turn off the volume. That's brutal. Okay. So I'm gonna tighten here. They can't give lifelink to Heliod. And they can't kill me from here with a ballista. There's no way that they're playing main deck Path to Exile, right? Even if they are, I should not be playing around it anyway. Conclave Mentor. Sure. Okay, they're gonna get in there with Heliod, but they tapped out. So I'm gonna get Valak at bounce land. I'm gonna bounce one of the basic forests. So we're gonna kill that. We're gonna go face with everything else. Yes, always yield. Heliod blocks. Oh no, they're gonna save their guy. We just get to bounce. Just memeing here. All right, so dismembers. And we brought in the ballista last time. forgot to fill up my water bottle. I will be right back. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this hand just does not do enough. Opponent kept 7. Sure. It's possible I should be keeping second card instead of that. Not the worst top deck. I would have preferred an Explorer because I'm definitely short on cards. I'm short a bit on business. Definitely rather had an Explorer than that. Lista for 1. So, opponent can't. They can have the nuts here. They can spike feeder into stuff, but they can't kill me with ballista. And like I just cannot time walk myself and not do anything when my opponent's deploying cards. That's a spike feeder. That's fine. As I said, I'm not conceding to this. There's just too much at stake. Way too many stakes. So what am I gonna do next? I'm probably gonna coding. I could coding. I could explosives at 0 to blow up the ballista. We still have the dismember, which is nice. But even if they gain like 500 life, we can very realistically deal that amount of damage thanks to Titan plus triple Valakut, so. I'm gonna stop the recording here because, you know, this is not particularly interesting. Whoops, totally missed to hit the record button again. Not too much happened. My opponent, I upkeeped to tag my opponent's Temple Garden for the turn. They drew a land and they played the ballista. They attacked, they used the mana to give the ballista lifelink. So not too much happened. Now we get to blow up their land. Unfortunate that we didn't draw land there. I think we want to pass this turn because my opponent can't kill the Karn right now. Unless they have land into Pendelhaven, I guess. If they have Pendelhaven, or if they have land into the 2-drop. But next turn I am gonna play a second Karn. And if they apparition, that's fine. I guess they could path my Gracer. Hierarch is fine. I'm gonna block with Gracer. So they're probably gonna give this lifelink. They don't. So I guess they're using their mana some other way. We're in a tough spot here. We actually do need to draw something, unfortunately. Land would be great. No land. But what we can do here... What we can do here is my opponent doesn't have mana, so we can -2. No, we can't. Them naturally drawing that second ballista is a big problem. We can't go get our own ballista, because that would be a nice answer. We can go with explosives, and we could explosives for 0. That deals with the ballista, and they would need to have another ballista in order to win. If I Karn plus I take their Temple Garden, I limit them to a single white mana, then they attack my Spike Feeder. They attack with everything. They kill Karn. Next turn I deploy a Karn and I can't do anything. I think I have 2 explosives for 0. And it's super rough that we can't deploy a second Karn, honestly. So now their mana gets unlocked. Man, not drawing a land there. Because if we had drawn a land there, that was easy game from there. Like we just play Titan, we get Colony Garland. Easy game, but we can't really pact for Dryad because we don't have a second green source. So if we pact for Dryad, then we do have a blocker, but my opponent can still lifelink their dudes, and they can still lifelink their dudes, and they would be able to, and like I straight up lose to what's his name, to Apparition on the Spike Feeder. Ranger Captain. We're gonna give their guy lifelink. Damn big sphere. Well, that doesn't do anything. Well, we're gonna throw a Karn under the bus to deal with the Gavani Township, I think. Because the Gavani actually speeds up the clock by a lot. And I'm gonna copy, I think, their Temple Garden. I could have backed her for Dryad there, but that's pretty risky. I'd rather pack for Dryad after I have Assault the Titan. And this turn they kind of have to deal with Karn. They can't just go face. They can't just ignore the Karn. It's a lot of mana, so they're gonna get to lifelink this and this, which means they get to put a couple of counters. They probably have to kill the Karn straight up though. Not playing around this member. Feels like the 1 point is not as important as putting one more counter on one of their creatures. Maybe you're wrong about that, but kind of feels like that would be the case. Carly is a champ blocker. It's nice. Here's prime time. I don't think I can die from here. Feeder can't do its nonsense. We're not going to be able to play Karn next turn, but Karn was just so huge this game. Karn has been just insane this game. They drew company. Yikes. Could have also drawn Path to Exile. So step number 1 is to kill all the critters. Yes, always yield. They did draw company. We really have to dodge here. Apparition is a problematic one. Oh, they don't have it. That's huge. This is so tense. One, two, sure. First company. Karn's so huge. Karn has been such a big deal. So happy I registered Karn for this event. So happy I registered Karn for this event. Definitely going after the Utopias Pro. Now we have instant speed interaction, which is great. I can start double striking and doing stuff like that. I think this is locked up. I think this should be locked up now. I could deal 2 more. So my opponent's best draw would be Apparition, because it deals with the Dryad, but I'm still kind of in okay shape. We still have Path that my opponent could have here. Yep. So I'm gonna choose not to do this. I'm gonna pact for another Dryad right now. I think my opponent got a little bit hasty there. I don't think it matters too much. Back-to-back wins against Heliod feels very, very good. Just gonna double strike here to speed up the clock a little bit. Bamsim is a good sport. They give they give like fleet to the plant token. Good old lifelink to the plant token. Yes, I would like to pay to prevent that. I think MTG is starting to lag a little bit. Maybe I should be getting more bounce lands. Again, like once we establish that I'm not gonna concede to infinite life, I feel like this is just garbage time. So my opponent's win condition at this point is just the clock. So as long as MTGO just doesn't log a bunch for 8 minutes and a half, we should be good. It is lagging though. We may be able to assemble lethal next turn. The lag is real, holy crap. So at this point, with them having no lands and no path in hand, because they would have used it, I'm just going to back for another Titan to speed up the clock. So I guess I'm just gonna bounce these two Radium Fountains. I could just bounce one of the T-West. I could just bounce both of them actually. This is lethal this turn though, thanks to the fetch. And that's why I've not been fetching the basic forest. Though with my opponent having nothing. Okay. 2-0. 2-0. See you for the next round. Alright, here we go with round number 3 against Bernas Torres. Maybe some form of prowess, Lurrus, so some form of shadow. Well, this hand can't be the shadow deck, so we're going to be shipping it. Opponent in the tank about their hand. Really in the tank about their hand? We don't have to think that much. They end up mulliganing, and so are we. Huh. I think I'm gonna be keeping this one. Probably sending back Grazer. We could also send Azusa. The thing is that Azusa makes Samuel a great top deck. I guess not really. Yeah, so we're just gonna send this second. Yeah. I guess Azusa has more upside. And we already have the first Grazer. Them being on the play is going to be a huge deal though. Prismatic Vista. Oh, we're dead. Okay. Obviously going to play it, but... Yep. Wasn't expecting to have to face Mill in this map in this event, but here we are. Here we are. Putting Lurrus in hand is probably good for us. I think... Well, I mean, that allows me to Titan. We probably have to YOLO. If they have surgical, like it's probably very likely for them to have surgical, I think. I wonder if their surgical makes a Celestia Sanctuary. Should I pivot here? I think I'm just gonna play Karn actually. Ha, joke's on you, I was gonna play Karn anyway. Got him. Not really. What do we Karn for? Probably coding. Tormod script is also interesting because it prevents them from drawing three with the thing. You can tell my opponent's good because they didn't just exile both primetimes in the graveyard for no reason, which is something people sometimes do. There's the possibility that... Never mind. I'm thinking that maybe I should have explored earlier. I think they're just way too likely to be able to mill me. We can find a second Valakut with Golos. We don't have enough lands in play to actually trigger it. So that part sucks. I'm just gonna Pact for Dryad here. And I'm gonna make all of my land drops so I don't lose to Field of Ruin. That protects the Karn. Yeah, okay, so now we're in trouble. So Ballistas or Wincon now? We don't have any more Valakuts. We attack here because if my opponent blocks with their Ruin Crab, we only need one. We only need one Ballista pump. Semi-Growth Chamber is a great draw there. Surgical would suck. Surgical on Semi-Growth Chamber would be devastating here. Bounce. I think I one short. Yeah, one short. Ping there. 1, 2. 1, 2. So this should be lethal. Winning 2 games against Mill is gonna be very, very tough anyway, so I am obviously very excited that I was able to win game 1, but I'm not getting my hopes too up. Everything lined up really, really well for me this game. Wait, what's going on? Wait. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. The nerfs are real, man. Two. I want these for sure. You can go up to 65. There's definitely an argument for bringing in the Chariot as an alternative win condition. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand. This hand allows me to get lucky, which is exactly what I need in a matchup like this one, which is absolutely horrendous. Opponent moves to 5 and I'm still very much the underdog. I think at 3 cards maybe I would see myself having a reasonable shot. Okay, so they went with craft, so I'm just gonna dismember it. It's really awkward with the amulet and the dried in hand, but I think it's worth it. I'm probably gonna have my Valakut this coming turn. Playing the land first because this allows us to trigger Valakut. Yeah, I'm gonna yellow here. So I'm gonna float my mana and I'm gonna go for Primeval Titan here. And I'm gonna attempt to haste. No archive trap is huge. Just gotta make sure we can pay for Pact. Through a Damping Sphere, so I'm gonna get Tolaria West and Calming Garden. Calming Garden means that even if they somehow kill the Titan, we still get to beat down. Sure. We don't have double blue, and now they get to surgical my prime time. So Dried is probably my best draw at this point. Blue sources are acceptable because they allow me to go with Dryad. Unless my opponent Surgical Summoners back, which would be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting proposition. Karn would be awesome. Karn would be very, very good. Draw step surgical. Dismember. I was considering bouncing the Stronghold to protect it. We do have Dismember to kill the Lurrus, which my opponent has in hand, but they're going to be able to play Hedron Crab. They're just holding up their mana. Okay, so they obviously have interaction. It's the surgical draw step. That's a blue source. They do surgical prime time. So we need an Explorer or something like that. I'm just gonna bounce the token, the Calmy, I think. So if my opponent kills this token, we can swing again next turn with another one. Snapcaster Mage. Wow, that is so brutal. That is so brutal. So now they get to surgical the Summoner's Pact. That's very, very good. So that limits our draws by a lot. That limits our draws by a heck of a lot. So now T-West doesn't get anything. It can get the double strike land, so I can, thanks to Sanctuary plus the red from Valakut, we can double up the clock. Dryad Steel lethal. Dryad Steel lethal. There's Lurrus, which will promptly get dismembered. Those cards don't do anything. I'd rather not play this. Hold on to the info. We have Force. There's Sunhome. Damn. So now T-West does not do anything. I could bounce this and replay it as a stronghold. So I guess that seems worth it. And if we find a Dryad, it's gonna be like we had lethal anyway. So, because we have 2 lands, it's not that big of a deal. So we present lethal this turn. The best row would be a Dryad or a Karn. Dryad or Karn probably actually wins me the game. It's not it though. Removal spell would suck. So they have a removal spell, so that sucks. They have push. Draw on the lock. Sure. That doubles the clock. That's so good. And it's also another blocker. So at this point, I just have to find Dryad. Basically, nothing else really matters. The good thing is if I find Dryad, I think it may be lethal. Because I can play my Misty first. Please, 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 please. One time, please. No, that's so bad for me. All the Dryads are gone, so Karn is my only out at this point. Karn is the only thing that matters. There's 2 Karns left in the deck. Please give me one of the Karns, please. And I guess I would need for my opponent to not have a drown. That's not it. That is not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's actually lethal. Yep. That's so brutal, man. That's so brutal. I'm gonna submit again. Oh man, this is so devastating. Getting paired against Mill. Round 3 at 2-0. Sure. This hand allows me to get lucky, which is exactly what I need in this matchup. So if I find a Titan, I may be able to get there. It's not a Titan. Okay, looking for Titan, looking for Karn, looking for... nothing else really at this point. Summoner's Pact gone. Come on, man. So we're probably gonna lose here. Opponent has triple crab on the other side. Yeah, we're done here. I can't beat that hand. I mean, I guess they want to mill themselves. Okay, that's just it. I can't raise that. No reason to concede because like it's just a big event, but I can't win anymore. It's over. That's rough, man. It's a really tough way to go. Delegates are gone. Everything is gone. All right. We'll be back for the next round. I honestly felt a slimmer of hope. I really felt a slimmer of hope in that game too, but mill is just too much. 2-1. See you for the next round. All right. Playing against Court, who often plays Strawn. My opponent's on the play. I can play Amulet on 2, or I can play Amulet on 1. So if I want a Titan, it's better for me to hold, play Castle, play Amulet, play Castle, play second Amulet on turn 2, and then on turn 3 hold up Vestige. That would give me Titan mana. I mean, I'm keeping this hand regardless, but I'm trying to think of my lines. We do have Karn though. Windswept Heath. Another Heliod gamer. Well, that seals it. All of the Heliods today. Bounce Vestige. We're gonna Karn here. I think we're just gonna minus for Needle. We could minus for Ballista. Yeah, I think that looks better. My opponent's gonna attack the Karn this turn. We have to hope that their company whiffs. But then next turn we can make a 3-3 Ballista. And we can kill the Arbor Elf. And then we can make it so my opponent can't really combo with Heliod. It's pretty good. Take the Amulet. Pretty heads up play. Now they're gonna kill Karn. So much Heliod in this event. So is that we get comboed out here? So if I play prime, I set up to play primetime next turn, I can play a Ballista for 1 right here. My opponent gets 2 activation of Spike Feeder, so they get to split some counters. They buff their dudes. I think I'm gonna have to resolve this Primeval Titan in order to win. Double operation was rough. Also then being on play. If we had been on the play, we would have been able to play a Karn on turn 2 before my opponent gets to operation, my dude. It's pretty good. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They get 1 activation, but that is +2. So they take 1 counter from here and they put it on another dude. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Going on to 5, like they have this super good aggro draw. Am I just dead here? I think I may be just dead. Wow, then them dealing with both of my amulets is such a big deal. Yeah, this is just not enough. And they also had the Pendle Haven, so I can't even ping the Arbor Elf. So brutal. They even get to clear my Titan if they want to, I guess. Because for 2 mana, they get to put a counter on the Spike Feeder itself. I think they're going to go for lethal. Yeah. Alright. Gross. I've not been bringing in the explosives. Maybe I should bring in 1 copy. I guess not on the draw, but not on the play, but maybe on the draw. Or we can make that split otherwise. Let's do that. Play versus draw. Play versus draw. Such a big deal in the modern format. So we're gonna have to win this one, and then we're gonna have to win another one on the draw. We're gonna need to get lucky here. We are certainly gonna need to get lucky. We need to get lucky. Skyclave operation is so busted. Skyclave operation is so freaking busted. So we're missing one bounce land slash castle, but this is a path to a turn 3 Titan on the play. And I don't care about playing a 3-drop on 2, I guess. So I'd rather make myself better in case I find an amulet. So I'm gonna play Colony Garden. If I miss on amulet or I miss my land drop, I'm obviously going to play the Simic Growth, but slow start from opponent. And they whip ski from us. I think I'm playing around Damping Sphere, naming Giant. We're going to top deck an amulet here. I'm feeling it. I am feeling that we're top decking an amulet here. Karn would be very, very good. Castle, I guess, wouldn't even be that good. It's effectively the same as a bounce land. Either of those would be just okay. Karn is great. So now we get to minus for Needle. And we get some info on what my opponent's gonna do. Then if they don't answer the Karn, we can minus. They don't have the Skyclave. Could explore here, but I think can deny them the mana for the turn. If they miss the land drop, I'm gonna feel fairly happy. Okay, so stick that out of the way. Have their own Arbor Elf. Probably getting a basic forest. Yep. Can explore close. So by having a Susa in play, a bounce land is a good draw. Drawing lands, bad for us, obviously. Spike Feeder doesn't do it. Tough beats. I think I'm going after the white source. Could go after the dual source, probably better. kind of need them to weave on lands. Sure. So that's going to grow the other guy. So next turn, both Gracers are going to be chump blocking. Need to find a bounce land. So they had 4 mana, but they didn't company. So what I can do here is I can minus for Golos. We get a bounce land. Which yields another chump blocker. And then we upkeep, tag their white source. Sousa can get in there. They didn't have company last turn, so they floated the mana, but then they didn't use it. Yes. Okay. Weird that they would float the mana, because if they top deck exactly company, they can comp me. They can company on my turn. Okay, Karn, so freaking good. Karn, so freaking good. It's a turn 2 Karn. Hoping that my opponent doesn't have turn 2 Skyclave again. They could have turn 2 Skyclave, which would be pretty brutal, honestly. They do. Oh, Heliod. Okay, that's pretty sick. So, second amulet. Got 3 mana. We could Ballista. We can Ballista for 1. I can Needle Spike Feeder too. If we Ballista for 1, we get to kill the Arbor Elf. Which means opponent can't company. We can just buy Needle naming. What's his name? Yeah, let's just go get Needle actually. Because this allows me to have this land in play right now. Meaning that next turn we have more flexibility. Her name's Spike Feeder. That's company mana. Probably gonna Ballista for 3 if we get to untap. My opponent can make the Aberlof into a 2/2 if they attack and they activate Heliod. But that seems not that great of a turn. I'm assuming they're gonna try to find an answer to this. So they just have Collected Company. Or Ballista. Ballista for 2. So here we can make 1, 2, 3, 4. Can make a Ballista for 4. Kill both of my opponent things. Have a Ballista still in play. Seems decent. Yeah, I'm thinking also about the fact that we could have played a Ballista for 2 and then used play the second card to minus for coding, but we can con and minus for coding next turn anyway. And there's no need for us to do anything here because they can't really buff the Ballista in any way. Killing the Arbor Elf is extremely important to take them off mana, but we can get it back and we get a land for our troubles. It's pretty good. Karn has really been working overtime this entire event. Holy crap, is Karn good. So that'll hopefully make their turn a little bit awkward. just let it go. I don't want to play into Path to Exile, there's just no reason for me to. We got a pretty solid handle of this game. Yes! Yes! 3-1. Holy crap, Karn the Great Creator, how incredible you are. 3-1, baby. Let's go. See you for the next round. Alright, last round of the Swiss. We're going to be playing against QB Turtle. QB Turtle is a little bit of an all-around player, so I honestly have no idea what they would be playing. I've played against them playing Blue Moon, I've played against them playing Taxes, I played against them playing Jund. It could be Shadow too. No lander though, so we're going to be shipping this. I like this though. It's almost Titan mana. My opponent has a discard spell, that's gonna suck, but turn 1 red source. Inspiring Vantage, Eidolon, Burn. I'm probably going to be blocking the thing. Yeah, we're kind of screwed here. We have to play the land. Charm. Yeah, we're not looking good here. Maybe if my opponent gets a little bit too greedy, may be able to escape this. Goblin Guide. They're probably gonna bolt my Dryad. No. No bolt. Well, it's not like I have that many options. I lose to double lightning bolt. But this is lethal. Oh no, we don't lose to double lightning bolt. We sealed. I guess if they have double wall, they have to kill the Dryad. But this is lethal because we have to swing for 2. No, Helix is insane. Well, I still think it was correct to go for that, because my opponent could definitely have Skullcrack. And I think I'm going to attack. It basically denies them 1 mana. We lose to Boros Charm. We lose to 1-drop creature into Bolt. They have Boros Charm. Brutal. I think I want to shave the cards straight up. If we find a bounce on this hand, is excellent. I think I'm going to ship it. here, I think I'm gonna send it to Lurrus. We're gonna have to draw a Titan, like it's gonna be too slow otherwise. So I'm not gonna have time to transmute. This hand lets me go turn 1 chump blocker. Keep this hand. But unfortunately I cannot ship the Sun home since it's my only untapped land, and I definitely need to draw it on 3. Not a bad draw. Okay. All right, opponent. I'm blocking here because my opponent can bolt the Dryad, but then we gain effectively 4 life, and we don't have lethal, so like we still are gonna use the Titan to stabilize. So we can probably get, yep. We're at 11. My opponent could have Path to Exile. I think I'm doing Tuller or Western Radiant Fountain. Yes. All right. I love that QE Turtle is not messing around. It's like, yeah, I'm dead. I can't beat that. So let's move on to the next one. I appreciate that. And we're going to submit the same here. All right. If we win that, we're going to top 8. Just have to win this game. If we lose, we have an outside shot at top 8. But it's far from guaranteed. There's 29 players on this event. I have no idea how tiebreaker math works, so no idea how many 4-1s are going to make it and how many 3-2s are going to make it. I like this hand though. The only thing that could make this hand better would be a Radiant Fountain off the top, a Boreal Gracer. Second Gracer is honestly not bad. We can explore plus Gracer this turn. We have the Searing Blaze, okay. Now we have Titan the next turn. Double Rift Bolt. I think I'm just gonna game 4 straight up. My opponent can use both Rift Bolts to go at the prime time and hope to win that way. But then the prime time gained me 10 life. And then we still have Bailoff. Force the next. Oh no, I misclicked. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I misclicked. Oh my god, I misclicked. Oh my god, I misclicked. Oh my god, I lost 2 points of damage when every point of damage matters. Oh my god, that's a huge misclick. Oh my god, I hope I don't get punished. We get to gain 2 more life next turn. Golos. It's prime time. That is a prime time. I think I'm gonna get skull cracked here. Pretty sure I'm getting skull cracked. No. Wow. Bonus charm to deal 4. Swift spear. Yes. Yes. Great, baby. Great. All right. So the next 3 matches are gonna be for a lot of money. Lots of money at stake on the line. Holy clap! We top 8'd. I'm so excited. I really wish I were streaming this, honestly, but I think it's great that I'm not. Oh my god, I can't believe we top 8. This is awesome. Yes. All right, we'll be. Oh, I'm so stoked. All right, we'll be back for the top 8 round. See you there. All right, welcome to the top 8. Playing against Sun Pop, we came in 3rd, and Sun Pop entered as the 6th seed. Obviously, going to be shipping this hand. Probably keeping this one. Can we keep this one? Because we kind of have to bottom to send the land. I think I'm gonna keep it, but send a Gracer. Another Heliod player. Or Ponza. Green. I'm gonna see. No, white. Okay, so they're there on Heliod. Turn 2 companies is strong. Their turn 2 company is pretty strong. The good thing is that they have a bunch of whiffs here. because apparition is terrible. Probably more 1-drops are gonna be bad. Those are pretty good. So if they have Heliod, they just kill me here on turn 3. That probably tells me they don't have Heliod. Although they could have top decked it right there. Ranger Captain would also be pretty rough here because it gets Ballista, and with this amount of mana, the Ballista can actually just trade with the Dryad. Could make a Ballista for 6, 7. So with one more land, it comes into play with 1 extra counter, so it would be a 5/5. So not even trade, just straight up kill the Dryad. With this Radiant Fountain, they're probably not gonna be able to set up lethal. And if we do untap, we're very likely to win, I would assume. They do find Ballista. Okay, so that guarantees Titan, but my Dryad is gonna die, however. Which is rough. We're 1 mana short, 1 land short of triggering Dryad. Alright, your go, opponent. So hopefully I don't have a land, so at least I'm trading with the Ballista as opposed to my opponent just, you know, doing it and winning. And if they just have Heliod, we lose. They top deck Heliod, okay. So we just lose. Really, really powerful draw from them. Really, really powerful draw. Gonna gain a little bit of clock equity and then just gonna pack it in. See you for sideboarding. Okay, so we've sideboarded for this matchup a million times already. We want dismembers. Got one of these, the Ghost Quarter. I think I'd rather have the explosives in the main to make Karn a bigger threat. Yeah, I think so. 4th Heliod player. Again, I don't think Heliod is a great matchup for us, honestly. Karn does a lot. Also, I just want to point out the fact that if this had been like a normal event, I would have been on the play, which would have been a huge advantage for us. I would have been able to Dryad before my opponent's able to set up their stuff. And like I would have been the first one to play onto the board. So like we got super wrecked by the fact that my opponent was set on the play because MTGO sucks. And I honestly don't know why the matches are not seeded by standings. Like that is, I hate that so much. I feel like it's very likely we win if we had been on the play. I guess it would have been 1 land short. Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered. Could I beat? My opponent killed me on turn 4, and like I wouldn't have the Gracer, but I would have had still Dryad on turn 3, which sets up my turn 4 Titan. So yeah, I would have won if I had been on the play, which is very annoying. It's very, very annoying, but it is the way MTGO is set up. Nothing we can really do about it. That's frustrating. Okay, game 2. This hand is so close. I think I'm gonna keep it. And I'm probably gonna play explosives on 1. Put him most to 6. This hand really struggles against Damping Sphere, which one of my opponents did bring in against me today. Yeah, definitely playing explosives on 1. Get in there with the plant. Gross. But no second land. Well, I'm just gonna crack explosives here. It's possible for my opponent to have another one, but Arbor Elf. Super aggro. This is so aggro. But like, I think it's correct. So we get to deploy 2 lands here. So next turn we're gonna get to Karn. We don't have double green for Titan. We can go lost though. I think I'm gonna go with coding here, because we can't play Piny Needle because of the Dumping Sphere. This is really bad if my opponent has Apparition though. Yep. And they do. And I think I'm going to play around my opponent having another Apparition by bouncing this, so at least we can resolve Titan next turn. You can probably only play 1 spell. Yep, I think they got by their own Damping Sphere. Not messing around, just gonna go for double Valakut. Now that I know about Damping Sphere, this is just a faster answer. now that we're on the draw. Yeah. There's so much on the line for this stupid game. This stupid game 3. And again, if we had been on the play that game 1, that's so devastating. That's so devastating. Let's see if we can get there on game 3. Whew. Feeling it. I am feeling it. I am feeling it. All right, here we go. Double Karn. I think on the draw I'm supposed to keep this hand, especially when one of our lands is a castle. It's not a great draw unless we find a bounce land. If we find a bounce land, then that draw is pretty good. 30 lands still in our deck. 30 lands. There's Heliod. GW Sprawl sucks for us. We're gonna make a lot more mana now. Spike Feeder. Give me a Karn minus for Needle. We of course don't get to play it, but it means that my opponent, they can't kill me with a Ballista. It's an awkward spot to attempt to combo. Like, I can't do anything about it. So I think I'm just gonna plus with this Karn, so my opponent can't just kill it. It's obviously terrible if they have Apparition, but that way I'm forcing them to have Apparition. Okay, so we're just dead. Lost to MTGO, putting me on the draw after I was the higher seed. Feels so bad, man. It's a terrible way to go. It's such a rough way to go. All right. My opponent gives me the GGs. The aggro GGs. Gonna wait until they attack. Don't skip that combat step, opponent. Alright. We managed to top 8. We lost in the quarters. I don't think there was too much I could have done differently. This is kind of what it was. It's what was in the cards. I'm very, very happy with the list that I registered. It's just so devastating to lose like this. So much on the line. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, of course, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me in this trip. And hopefully we'll get to qualify for this event again and get another shot at it. But it's gonna be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.